And now, Fox 13 meteorologist Valerie Mills with your Sky Tower radar forecast.
Hey everyone, we are looking out in Tampa right now where we have quite a bit of cloud cover to start the day. We'll see more clouds than not, especially this morning and into the afternoon. 81 degrees, winds coming in out of the south and southeast, and that's all ahead of this cold front, which is draped right across our North Florida spots, and you see where the more active thunderstorm activity is right along that boundary. For today, we actually will have our best chance for some showers and thunderstorms, and then a little bit of drier air moves in. We get winds out of the north behind that front tomorrow and into the start of our work week, and that's really going to dry out the pattern for today. But areas north of Tampa, talking about 60% storm chances. They'll be closer to the boundary. A couple more will roll through. For most of our immediate Tampa Bay spots and into Polk County, I'm calling for about 40% storm chances and generally drier conditions as we head further south. And as we look at Sky Tower radar, this kind of paints the picture. We did have a briefly heavy area of rain that rolled right through Indian Rocks Beach and Clearwater earlier this morning. Just some light rain north of Tampa through Temple Terrace and Lutz, and then some pockets of heavier rain that are kind of hanging out just offshore parts of Citrus, Pasco, Hernando County. Likely to see more of those in the next couple of hours moving on shore. As for Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete areas, I'm really focusing in on the possibility for a round of downpours that will move through kind of the late morning and the early afternoon. So I think that's going to be our best chance for really mostly cloudy conditions, some locally heavy rain. And then you see by the afternoon hours and into the evening, a lot of the thunderstorms start to move inland. Still partly cloudy conditions, but we wind down a lot of the shower activity, so it will be actually off to an earlier start for the day today. So here's how it shakes out. You look at the view in St. Pete Beach, quite a bit of cloud cover, and there's that 11 o'clock time frame that I was mentioning to you for a good chance that we get one of those passing downpours, and then otherwise it should just be dealing with the partly to mostly cloudy conditions through the remainder of today, with winds primarily coming in out of the southwest and that onshore wind as the sea breeze boundary gets going later on in the day. So with the clouds and some of the passing showers and storms for most of us, we're going to top out in the 80s. I'm calling for 89 this afternoon in Tampa, some low 90s as we head further south, where overall fewer showers and storms just in the mix will allow them to warm up a bit more. As we look at your marine forecast for the weekend, generally talking south to southwest wind around 5 knots today. Sees 1 foot or less, light chop on the bay up to a moderate chop on Sunday, and notice there's that switch in the winds I was mentioning to you on the water tomorrow. North winds around 10 to 15 knots. Low tide just after 12:30, and then high tide is going to be into the early Sunday morning hours right at 5 o'clock on the dot. As for lows tonight, low to mid 70s for most of us, a couple of upper 60s as we head up into the Nature Coast and some of our northern spots. Now talking tropics, where we do have 2 systems that we're keeping close tabs on, especially this one here. We'll call it PTC 9, expecting this to become Imelda, our next named storm of the season, likely today and definitely over the weekend if it doesn't happen on Saturday. There's the 2 models with each of these systems. Through the weekend, the consensus is really good. This area is going to move right over the Bahamas. Notice though, as we get to portions of the southeast coast, we see a big split in our models, and this is an interesting setup where we have these 2 systems very close together, and in some cases the wind field from Hurricane Umberto could interact with this developing system, and we could see a better case scenario that would kind of curve that out to sea. But at this point, we're really watching for the potential for quite a bit of heavy rain for the Carolinas, portions of Georgia as well. But for us here, the east coast of the state, the overall energy is just staying well offshore. The wind field is likely going to remain off the coast, so we'll be dealing with some high surf, an increase in wind as this passes by as a strengthening tropical storm, likely to reach up to Category 1 status as it gets closer to the southeast coast. And notice at this point in the middle and early part of this upcoming week, we see a little bit of a loop-de-loop. The models are having a tough time kind of deciphering what is going to happen, as it really is also going to depend how close this hurricane gets to the system. The closer they get, the more likely we are to see some interaction as far as the steering that we could see with eventually Imelda. But there you see it. Monday morning, it's passing right off the east coast of the state. Then by Tuesday and Wednesday, we could see this moving on shore, but models have been kind of tapering back and forth on whether this actually moves on shore or possibly just stays right off the coast, stalls out, slows down, and in some cases, we could be talking 6+ inches of rain for the Carolinas and Georgia. We'll keep watching it. We'll keep you updated, but there's a look at your 7-day forecast with upper 80s to low 90s and fewer showers and storms in the mix Sunday, but especially next week.